Welcome to another live lesson on the BBR Productions YouTube channel. As always, I'm Thomas J. Beleza. So, what are we talking about today? A lot of people, they have an idea of what a brand is. They have an idea of what they should market. But sometimes the artist brain gets in the way of the business brain and they start pushing the products. And they say, well, my product, the thing I do, is who I am. That is kind of true. What you do says who you are. However, a product isn't necessarily that. So in today's video, we're going to go over how to represent your brand, how to take what's important to you, your missions, your morals, your ideologies, the message you're trying to infer to the world, and maybe inspire, or maybe you're aspiring to inspire others. One doesn't know. So as always, I'm Thomas J. Beleza. So please like, comment, and share this video along with subscribing for future content on how to be successful in your career, specifically the entertainment industry. So let's get right to it. We're going to focus on 3 specific points today. Because why not? We try to get these videos in and out. We don't want to do more than 20 minutes. Sometimes we go over though. We have fun. We got some guests. We got some questions. Just pop that in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer it. I don't mind because I love doing this for you. And sometimes the Brooklyn accent comes out and this way gets exciting. All right. So again, what you do is who you are, but that doesn't necessarily mean the things you make, the products, right? The products themselves, like a CD or a movie or a comedy show, the show itself for comedians or musicians or like the movie isn't necessarily a part of the brand. However, what kind of comedy you do on stage, the way you perform that comedy, what you're wearing, and how you act to the audience before, during, and after you get on the stage. All those things are part of what you do, okay? Because what do you believe in besides making money? And if you think about that, that should influence the films you make, the music you make, the comedy you tell, the stories you write, the scripts you work on, right? Because some people think, oh, I just have to write whatever, or I have to just do comedy until I make it big. I'm just going to do and do and do. Like actors and actresses, they just basically, if I get cast, I'm going to just do the role. I don't care if it's against what I believe. I just want to work. I just want to work. And by the way, this is one of the reasons we focus on trying to build a financial foundation, a capital startup. Your startup capital, that's about 18 months, is because if you have money protecting you to pay for your overhead, it allows you the freedom to say yes to things because you want to, not because you have to pay bills. And when you have to say yes to things, it's hard to represent your brand. It's much more difficult to represent the brand when you're being influenced by necessities. And the way you build your brand in the most powerful way is when you take action, okay, to do things, because what you do is who you are, to do things that represent your brand. And we're going to talk about that in number 3 a little later in the video. And the idea is to ultimately say, well, what do I believe in besides, again, making money? Making money, that's not necessarily, we all want to make money, right? Hey, money. But that's not what we believe in. It's not necessarily what's making us, unless it is. Maybe you do comedy, music, write, act, direct, whatever in the entertainment industry because you want to make money. But there should be a deeper purpose. And the deeper purpose becomes the representation of your brand. So what you write, what you tell jokes on, the kind of music you play, but also how you do those things. Right? Brad Pitt is a great example because when he first started, his first big breakout role was Thelma and Louise, and he was the hot cowboy guy they picked up, and he was just basically a sex item, right? And in his head, he's like, oh, I don't want this. I don't want to be this person. So if you look at the beginning of his career, his first 10 movies-ish, there's a lot of stuff going on, from A River Runs Through It to Legend of the Fall. What's a couple other movies he did? What's that romance something with the Christian Slater? Anyway, my point is that was what he was getting sent scripts for. They were like, "Oh, you're so good. We want you. We want you in this. We want you in this. We want you in this." And he's like, "No, if I do that, it'll ruin my career." Denzel Washington did the same thing. There was a time when he was first coming up where people were like, hey, you want to do this role? And he would be like, that role is not what I'm trying to say. I want to say something more with my creative endeavors. Okay. And then it'll come to a point where, you're basically in that world and you say, well, I want to change up what it is I do, because we can elevate and expand and evolve our brand. But we can reach out and do a little bit more. Jim Carrey was the same way. Jim Carrey became quote unquote the joke, and he was not very happy about just being the funny guy. So he started branching into drama, and now he kind of does a little of everything, and he jumps back to his comedy, and it's where he's easy. But he was trying to break out of that because it was becoming, because what he did became who he was. So he was like, I don't want to just be the guy. I don't want to just be Ace Ventura. I want to be something else, right? So think about what you believe in, what is important to you. And then when you do things creatively, when you join the entertainment industry, even your career, right? Because some people, right, they go, oh, my plan A is I want to be a musician, but my plan B is I'm going to be an architect. Well, even architects, to find your voice, like the great architects of our existence are great, not because they made the best design, but because they were saying something in their design. The materials they use, the ideas they use, the structure of how they use, the way they elevated the style in which buildings are designed. So and by the way, not everyone works out what they believe. A lot of successful people, like Steve Martin, he didn't really know what he was doing specifically. He just was doing what he thought was natural, even though he's relying on his talent, because he's the one who says, be so good you can't ignore him, right? Be so good they can't ignore you. But a lot of his great opportunities came from relationships. He dated a girl, and they broke up, and then she ended up becoming a dancer on the Smothers Brothers Hour, and she was now dating the head writer, and Steve Martin and her stayed friends, and she's like, oh, I'll submit your work. And the Smothers Brothers themselves were not necessarily interested in his work. They didn't think it was very good. So as a favor, the head writer, because he was dating Nina, which was his ex, was like, hey, you know what? I'll hire you on the side as a favor to her, and I'll pay you out of my own pocket. Over time, they were like, this stuff is great. And they're like, it's Steve Martin. So then they hired him, and eventually Steve Martin won an Emmy on that. But that would have not happened if he focused on his comedy. But he wasn't thinking my relationships got me there. And the reason we go over this stuff is because I have broken down the process to success based on examining and studying so many people out there, so many successful people. And basically, I'm saying if you focus your energy on network market practice, you'll find success. If you put time and effort into managing your time, money, and people, thinking outside the box with your business brain, your entrepreneurial brain, and understanding your talents to the point where you're elevating them to be like, what do I bring to the table? And then to create that longevity, you want to have protection, growth, and dream. Want to protect yourself, invest in yourself, and protect yourself. So by taking those tools like this, if you focus, you can do anything, and not just entertainment. This brand is for teaching. How do you want to teach? What do you want to teach? What are you trying to change about the teaching method? You could be a teacher that makes a name for themselves. You could be a teacher that creates whatever, right? So think about what's important to you. What do you believe in? And why do you do what you do? If it's just to make money, just to be a celebrity, just to be famous, just to be seen, just to be known, just to get those likes, you can't connect with people. People don't connect with that. They don't connect with things. They connect with brands. They connect with purpose. They connect with your trials and tribulations. So think about what you believe in, besides making money, and allow what you believe in to be a part of what you do, because what you do is who you are. All right. Now, examples of some people and who they are. All right, we got 3 examples: Mark Ruffalo, Oprah Winfrey, and Hugh Jackman. Mark Ruffalo is known for being someone who's like anti-fracking. He's about clean water, right? So he believes in clean energy. He's an anti-fracking. He's anti-fracking, right? But he works with Water Defense and Frack-Free Colorado. So he's gotten to the point where his brand and his status allows him a little leeway, and maybe it'll help these other brands, and he gives his brand a relationship with other brands that he believes in. More so, if you look at Mark Ruffalo recently, over the last, I'd say 10 years, maybe 15 years, he started working on projects, documentaries, films, anything that also elevated the story of what he believes in. I think his most recent film, that wasn't like a blockbuster film, but it was like a more intimate film, was about fracking. I could be wrong on that, but I do know that he's been working on things and working with people to tell stories about doing these things. Oprah Winfrey, she's a great example of somebody that goes, "What do I want to do in the world?" And she's quoted, and by the way, I'm summarizing her quote: "To be a teacher and inspire my students to be more than they thought they could be." And how does she do that? She literally built a school. She builds schools, okay? But she also does interviews with people to inspire others through the interviews to show, where did you come from? What are your trials and tribulations? How did you get to where you are? I know you're a celebrity now. I know you're successful. I know you're wealthy. But where did you start out? Oh my God, Elon Musk, you started out in your office with your brother. You literally slept in your office. Both of you slept in the office while developing what is it, PayPal? Oh, and now look at you. That's inspiring, right? But she also tells story, like I just did. The Elon Musk is a story, right? She works with stuff like even her magazine, right? The one that she's on every I think it's called. The stuff within that magazine is all to fulfill her mission statements. Oprah Winfrey focuses on her missions. Hey man, welcome back to the show. Hello. All right. So Oprah Winfrey is a great example of somebody that just focuses her energy and efforts on what she believes in. Because what do you believe in? Because what you do is who you are. Sure. What is the weird request? I'm going to keep teaching as I see your stuff pop up. All right. Hugh Jackman is another example. Okay. Hugh Jackman has Laughing Man Coffee. All right. Laughing Man Coffee is not only a coffee company, but it's a foundation that tackles poverty in undeveloped countries. He is somebody that took his brand and said, "Hey, how can I influence the world? And what's something that's really important to me? I want to tackle poverty." And he puts his time and effort into it. Can you sing some metal and then do? You know what? There's a chance I could. I can't do it on this channel because right now BBR Productions just focuses on lessons and education. But if you follow the Thomas J. Beleza YouTube, I do stuff like that. I do a lot of comedy stuff on that channel. And if you watch, I do sketches and also there's some music on there. But I will continue to update that channel as the year goes and continue on from there. That's all the music and comedy stuff. This is all education, all things that help elevate and educate others, and to really give you the tools to do what you want to do in life. All right. Speaking of, so there you go. Those Mark Ruffalo, Oprah Winfrey, and Hugh Jackman are three examples of people to ultimately take what they believe in and move it to the next level by literally representing their mission. And to answer your question, how do you sing metal? I sing it. I do big opera, and then I also do like death metal, screams, and then I just do I mix it up because I like theater-esque metal. Like I think Dream Theater meets Typo meets like Dio, and there you go. That's sort of me. All right, so let me get some hydration, and then we'll move on to the final point. Ooh, we're doing good. 13 minutes. Or rather 14 minutes. Okay. So before we move to the final point, remember to like, comment, and share this video along with subscribing for future content on how to be successful in entertainment, specifically to elevate your career. More importantly, though, the reason we share this, and I say this every video, is because we're trying to help each other grow. And the way we do that is we work together, we grow together, and we rise together. And we do that by sharing knowledge, because knowledge is power. And that's why I do these videos. All right. Look, you don't have to go as big as these examples. So obviously Mark Ruffalo has a much stronger brand that allows him this kind of leeway. Same thing with Oprah and Hugh Jackman. You can start small. You do not have to be huge with representing your brand. As you develop and grow opportunities and paths and stuff like that, yeah, of course you want to start leading to things like this because this will help you, right? But this will also help the world and it'll help your missions, morals, and ideologies. but you have to think of yourself as the things you do, right? So people, if you think about it, people don't buy your things or products, right? If you focus your time and effort on what you do to make things, you're not going to build your audience, because audiences can only buy your CD once, they can only buy your book once, they can only see your movie. Well, I know they could see and listen and read more than once, but they only could buy it once. And it's a business. You want people to buy more than one thing. So once your product is done, if you come out with another product, you have to do mass marketing again to reestablish a connection with them if you're only focusing on the brand. Because the book you wrote first is not going to be the book you wrote second. And the same thing with your album. You're not going to release the same exact album. You're going to release a new album. So if you focus on the things you make, people can't connect to you, right? People buy your brand. They buy into what you have to say and what you do and the things that meet, basically, what do you believe in? And if they see what you believe in through how you represent your brand, how you play music, what kind of jokes you do, how you dress yourself, what kind of movies you do, how you write, what is it you're saying in your stories? And I don't just mean like it's a fantasy story or the song is a heavy metal album or it's whatever. It's what what are they getting? What is the substance they're getting from the thing you do? Okay. So they buy into your brand. If you the thing is, you don't have to go big, but you have to do little things to represent your brand. So what are you trying to say? Think about that. What are you trying to say with what you're trying to do? If you're a comedian, all right, you're just trying to get people to laugh, because that's the same thing as making money. If you're just trying to get people to laugh, you're not actually saying anything. If you're an architect and you're just trying to design houses because you want to design houses or you just want people to live in houses, you're not really saying anything with that, right? But if that mission of, well, I think everybody should have affordable homes, well, now what are you doing? You're designing houses that are affordable housing, and maybe you start getting involved in the community that represents opportunities to get people into affordable housing, et cetera, et cetera. So now you're not just an architect, you're an architect with a mission. You're an architect doing something. And then people go, I want to hire that architect because I know if I hire that architect, the money that I pay them is going towards this mission that I also believe in. This band sings about things that I connect with. They sing about subjects that mean something to me. So I want to support them because they make me feel. Not that I'm a Evanescence fan, but Evanescence talks about songs and stuff that makes certain people feel a certain way. And then they go, oh, I have to support this because I am feeling something. And it's not just the music. They're saying something in the music. Same thing with Linkin Park. Again, I'm not a huge Linkin Park fan, but Linkin Park, if you listen to their music, there's a theme. There's something they believe in that they bring notice to. All right? It's just how it is. Okay? Black Sabbath was a great example. I gave away my age. Black Sabbath, they were creating an environment, a theme. Their theme was darkness and pointing out the hypocrisy in government and the evil of war and war pigs, right? So they were saying something at the time in the 70s. People were relating with that. You had Vietnam, et cetera, et cetera. And people were like, oh, I'm on board with this. And it was heavy and it just, right? So people were just like this. I'm frustrated. I got to, there you go. Most of them are 10-second ones. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of videos. He's talking about the Make It Right Left here, YouTube. You got to go deeper in. If I were you, I would just go to the playlists. The playlists break everything down into just music, to just comedy, to sketches, to acting stuff, etc., etc., etc. So let's get to what are you trying to say, and this is the important part. Okay, for me, what I am trying to say is that I want to educate, entertain, and enlighten people. All right. The education aspect is that I ultimately want people to learn something. I believe that the more we understand about the process, the less we can get taken advantage of. So part of my belief system, part of my message and my brand is to help educate specifically so people don't get misled or taking advantage of. Like I hear bands all the time. Like I have clients, they have a contract and they're just like, well, I just want to be signed. And they don't realize that you don't have to take the first contract to get. You can do something more. You can put time and effort into it and not just say, well, I'm going to work on this movie. There's nudity. I know I don't really like nudity, but I'm gonna get cast, so I'm gonna do the film, right? So I try to educate people to let them know, look, this is really how the process works, and you don't have to necessarily, um, say no to what you believe in. I like to entertain people that way, so I tell a few jokes, but the idea is that entertainment should be that when I'm doing speaking engagements, I don't want to just be throwing data towards you. I want people to feel like they're a part of it. I want to entertain their minds. I want to entertain their spirit to be more than just somebody who's listening. And I like to enlighten. I like to say things and I like to explore things that are slightly different than what people know. Like a band, they think, oh, I'm in a band. If I'm in a band, I need to write songs. I write those songs. I make an album. I play shows. I go on tour. I make money. And that is completely wrong. That's not a business. You can do all those things. It's a hobbyist. Hobbyists can write music all day. They can record all day, and they can play shows and go on tour all day. Costs you money though. It's a liability, right? But if you're going to spend that kind of money, you want to get a return on. No real wealthy investor, no investor is ever going to spend money with a zero ROI. More importantly, most investors don't use their own money to invest, if you know what I mean, right? So, because I believe we deserve knowledge to make choices, not based on our desires, leading us astray through uninformed misconceptions, but to have the tools to take action in a positive way. Okay? It's important that this is how I educate, entertain, and enlighten. And I try to give people that power, those tools to not get taken advantage by the people that have been doing this for far longer than they should be, right? Now, or maybe they deserve to be doing it, but maybe they shouldn't be doing what they're doing, which is taking advantage of people. And three of my main missions in life is I believe in teamwork. I believe people should work together, right? I believe in helping others, and I believe in curing cancer. So, teamwork. I created Team Rise Together, which is a not-for-profit and a working group. I also have Team Rise Together Studios that I'm developing slowly but surely, right? Which is all based on helping people get film and television going. The helping others, I created BBR Productions and this YouTube channel because I just want to be available to help others, right? So I get hired to consult, market, and develop people, ideas, and businesses. And then curing cancer, I have Laughter is the Cure. And there you go. We raise money. We do comedy and we get people together, and it's a grand old time. And if you go to any of our websites, you'll see, preventcancer.com and a couple other .org, preventcancer.org, and a couple other links. And you'll see that we're just like, don't even come to our shows. Just go directly to those foundations and invest and donate money. What do we got? I did get some laughs. I did. Yes, my comedy. My videos, I get some laughs. You can see the evolution though of my comedy because I put their oldest to newest, and they're just clips. They're just like quick shows. But anyway, so there you go. How to represent your brand. What you do is who you are. These are examples of Mark Ruffalo, Oprah Winfrey, Hugh Jackman. Look at what people are doing, successful people are doing, and you'll see ultimately how they represent their brand. What's important to them? What do they believe in? And then look at the works people are doing. Look at what artists are saying. What are musicians that are really popular saying? What are they saying in their music? Their lyrics, their actions, their look, their style, their products, right? Now, Kiss, we talked about Kiss, right? They're focused on money now, but when they first started out, their idea was how do we get people to connect? Well, comics were big. They wanted people to feel like they were part of Kiss, so the Kiss Army, right? That's the fan base, the Kiss Army, and you could pay for membership to be a part of Kiss Army. And then, of course, there's people were like, I want to be the demon, I want to be the star child, I want to be the cat, right? Okay. And then you don't have to go as big as all those celebrities you're doing research on, but watch what they're doing and say to yourself, how can I do little things like I do? Teamwork, I believe in teamwork, so I created Team Rise Together. That's a little thing. I created a movement. I got people together. We started working on projects. Cure cancer. I started Laughter is the Cure, which is not for profit, that I wanted to get people to laugh to cure cancer. Okay. So Laughter is the Cure. And the same thing with BBR Productions. I just was like, even though I'm in entertainment, I'm a comedian, writer, musician, everything, director, blah, 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 actor. I do it all, right? So, but I also wanted to help people. So I created BBR Productions as a way to help people. So think beyond what you make and think beyond technically your product and think about what you believe and how you can do it, how you can literally represent it. All right, there we go. That was good. So like, comment, share this video because, we want other people to watch this video to learn. We wanted to say, hey, here's some information you could dibble dabble in. Anyway, that's it. Thomas J. Beleza, I'm out. I'll see you next time. Be good. Take care. And thanks for staying by and jotting down some comments. It's great to have an audience. I love the people coming in and out. Awesome stuff. Be good. And remember, work together, grow together, and rise together.